Hey folks, Kevin here from the Tom Petty Project podcast. Surprise! My good pal Pete Nestor is down in Gainesville at the Tom Petty weekend, which I was not able to attend, unfortunately. But he's doing some roving reporting for me, and he'd sent me this. Well, I'll say a clip. This is a full interview that Pete got with a band that he was very, very excited and enthusiastic about, MADWOMAN. So he sent this to me, and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to sit on this. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to put this out in as close to real time as I possibly can, so that people can listen to it while you're down in Gainesville or as you're coming home from Gainesville. So sit back, relax, and listen to my good pal Pete Nestor in Gainesville talking to MADWOMAN.
So we're recording right now, and I'm just going to do this, and if we could all kind of lean in like we're at a Ouija board or something and see what happens here. But so if y'all could kind of give me your names, what you do in the band MADWOMAN, and give me a little history about where you've come from and how you got to where you are. I don't want to make this a 30-minute like Rolling Stone giant interview, but just give me a little bit of background of how you got to be where you are today, and then we'll talk a little bit about your set. And I'm gonna effuse positively about the amazing things that I just heard from y'all, because that was an absolutely incredible show. And I will say before we even start, and I said this already, I was in the beer tent or whatever getting a beer, and I was like just coming back from dinner. And I was just like in line and said, I can't wait for this beer. There's something going on stage right now that is magic, and I can't miss that. And I'm not blowing smoke right now. It was really good. I was like, I'm not going to wait for this beer. I'm going to see the show that's happening right now that's unfolding, and I'm missing this. And so I had to jump back and listen to what y'all were doing. So anyway, fantastic stuff. But if y'all could introduce yourself and let me know a little bit about yourself.
I'm Chandler Farland. I'm lead triangle. No, I'm kidding. I'm a guitar player for MADWOMAN. I'm Sammy's partner of 14 years this February, so we've been together for 14 years. I'm 28, high school sweetheart, 28. You do the math. But yeah, we've this is like, what year of the band are we on now? Like what? On this iteration, I mean, Nader over there. Say hi, Nader.
Hello, I'm Nader.
I don't know what's your. I don't know.
I tell people I play the keys.
Yeah, I mean, he's like.
There's others. It's not. Yeah, Synth Lord is my unofficial title. Yeah, I've been in the band since about June. I started as a producer. And then they were just very enticed by me, so they got me on full time.
I would definitely say you play atmosphere for sure.
I mean, it makes up for my lack of musical ability.
Band kid, don't let him fool you. My name is Sammy. My stage name is Lenny, and I'm the singer of the band. And yeah, Chandler and I started making music together in like 2014 in his parents' garage.
We're out in the crowd tonight.
My parents were out there. Yeah.
Oh, shout out Bill and Joanne. I love you.
Yeah.
And you're Gainesville born and bred.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Riley. I play bass in the band. Been playing for almost 3 years now. Wow. Yeah,
I've been playing bass for
playing in the band.
Okay,
I wish that would be awesome.
That is fantastic.
Yeah,
right. No, I've been looking at those chops, and
I've been playing bass for about a year. No, I've been playing bass since probably it was like 9. My dad was a musician, and he basically forced me and my brother to play instruments to be in a band with him because he really wanted that. Like, all right, Dad, we'll play with you. Fine, old man. No, but yeah. So like 3 years I started in MADWOMAN, and it's changed and grown a lot. It's really cool to like look back on the evolution of it all, because I feel like we were such a different band back then, and even like different genre. And even now, like I feel like our music is so, like people ask us what genre we are, and it's like hard to say, 'cause it's kind of almost song by song. It feels like it's different. But yeah, it's been a blast. I mean, it's been so much fun. I've known Nader since probably 10 years. We went to high school together.
And yeah, about 10 years.
Yeah, we were in high school together, and been friends ever since. I've always wanted to play in a band with him, and finally had the opportunity to convince him that it was worth it to play in this band. So
We're both bassists. So.
yeah,
And one of us had to make a concession.
yeah,
You know.
Chandler.
Originally in this band.
Okay.
But we started the band like what, 20 whatever year you said?
2014.
2014. I was like learning bass then, so we're all bass. Yeah, we're actually going to do the whole Spinal Tap thing here pretty soon. We're all playing bass together.
Just don't get stuck in that cocoon or whatever.
Yeah.
So 2014. So it hasn't been MADWOMAN since 2014. So you obviously went through some different lineup changes and different genre changes and those sorts of things.
I mean, honestly, like me and Sammy, like I said, I learned music with Sammy, and she learned to sing with me, learning bass at the time. But
Yeah.
we've been MADWOMAN since like 2 years after 2014. It's like 2016 around that time as we actually formed the band. Like I said, I played bass back then. She sang. We're a three-piece, but a different guitar player back then. And then some members later, we're now in this iteration where it's me as guitar, Lenny as singer, Nader as synth Lord / whatever. Riley's bass. We have Sam Arnold, who's somewhere floating out in the venue right now.
Yeah.
He also plays guitar and he'll play synth or whatever. And then we have Evan currently as the drummer, who's amazing. But yeah, it's been to Riley's point. Oh,
I want to make sure. I think I'm still capturing it. It's okay. I think it just went to sleep, but it's good. All good. Yep.
Yeah.
Like I say, I don't know what I'm doing.
no, I don't either. we don't know what we're doing either. Together. Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I used to be so terrified to sing in front of anyone.
Yeah.
And Chandler heard me sing one day. We were learning a cover or something. And he was like, wait, what was that? What was that? And I was like, oh, nothing. And he's like, no, you can sing. And you need to sing or else you're doing the world a disservice. And when he told me that, I kind of gritted my teeth and I was like, okay, I guess I have to take responsibility for this. Because as a kid, I loved singing. That was just my favorite thing to do all the time. And then I played clarinet in band, 6th grade through high school here. So I was musical. Yep, another band. We find it somehow, some way. So I owe a lot of it to Chandler encouraging me to sing and find my voice. And this band in general is just so healing for me and so just safe to express myself. And I feel like everyone feels that safety as well to express themselves.
And I love that you all definitely put so much of yourself in the performance. You could see how like your own personalities were just so coming through the music. The fact that I loved watching the interaction of all you guys. It was fantastic to see you and the drummer just like locking eyes and doing that. And you were playing up on the nut there at one point with the other guitar player, and you were having a fun time with that. And it's just not only are you having fun and jiving with each other and grooving with each other and obviously melding with each other, but you weren't afraid to take risks. And that's what I loved about seeing y'all play, was that you weren't playing it safe. This show is different than the show you played yesterday, and it's going to be different than the show you play a week from now. And it just was really cool to see that organic interaction, and I just loved it. I was just really impressed with it. So how did you all end up on the soundstage tonight for Tom Petty Fest? Like, being the fact that Tom Petty Weekend, I should say, it's not Tom Petty Fest, but obviously the Gainesville connection. You played somewhere. It was Somewhere Under Heaven, which did a great spin on that. That was fantastic. I love the homages to Steely Dan. I heard the Allmans in there as well at one point.
Wow,
So it was phenomenal to see all of the things that you were bringing the old stuff in, but you were also making it modern with the samples and the atmosphere that you brought to the thing. So I'm not sure. I just asked 18 questions and answered half of them along the way, but could you tell me a little bit about kind of how you ended up on stage here for Tom Petty Weekend and kind of what Tom and the Gainesville scene kind of means to y'all?
Well, I feel like in the background, growing up in Gainesville, Tom Petty is just this like aura that kind of floats around the whole music scene / thing. And yeah, we've been playing Heartwood now for years. It's been a great hub for just musicians to either test their chops or acts to come through and showcase what they've been doing.
Yeah.
And so tonight we got asked by Dave to play, and I mean, anytime we're offered to play Heartwood, we say hell yeah. Anytime we're offered to play a Tom Petty-esque thing, we say hell yeah.
Was this something that were you scheduled in October, or is this was just like a emergency November because of the reschedule?
Yeah, no, we were originally scheduled to play, they have indie lives here, where it's like they bring local indie bands from around the Southeast to play.
Yeah.
And, that's more, at least we're changing, but that was originally like more our scene. And so I think the Hurricane Milton got that canceled.
Milton, that's right.
Yeah. So then, they basically, transformed this and then Indie Live into one thing and put it together into what this is.
And I kind of mentioned it out there as well, but when the Cade Museum opened up their Tom Petty exhibit, it was so magical because we were visiting friends in Seattle, and on our flight back to Gainesville before the opening of the exhibit, I saw that they had the Wildflowers documentary on the plane that I was on. So I watched the whole documentary on the way home, and it talks about that entire... So we played 2 songs from Wildflowers and all the rest.
Yeah.
Right? So we played Wildflowers, of course, and then we played Somewhere Under Heaven for the grand opening. And to have the backstory of that entire album and the process and what he was going through, it felt like I really was sitting in the heart of Tom Petty and what he stood for and his artistry and...
Sure.
Just where he creates from, his channels. You know, it's a very spiritual thing. And so that was such a gift to be able to get to know him more intimately and what he stands for in this community, too. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we met his brother, which is cool.
Yeah, his brother Bruce came up to me and gave me a hug. And
well, it's funny, too.
That was cool.
Just like anybody, you know, we're just... So to quote another famous band in Gainesville, we're all just people. So, like, we met his brother, and, you know, this guy's, like, telling funny neighborhood stories about, like, wedgies or, like, silly whatever going on, and, you know, in Tom Petty's life. So it was cool to, like, put this, again, aura floating in the Gainesville scene to, like, an actual person and meet his brother. So,
well, and if there's one thing about Tom, I think, is that he was just people. He never projected any sort of aura of being a rock star, and that was the part of the beauty of being Tom Petty.
Right.
That he was just a guy that could speak about himself and speak for you, right? And his music, I think, right? Yeah.
It's like underrated how much of the pumpkin poet he was.
oh, yeah.
I've like even listening to like Somewhere Under Heaven, like not just the way that he writes, but the structures of the song. Like every one of his songs, it's simple stuff, but it's like the way that it's laid out and presented as a whole is just like listening to that song, practicing it was just like. Like the guy is so fucking
Look at that. It's a fucking song. Yeah.
I mean, and that's exactly right. The genius of people like that, I think, and what the fuck do I know? But the genius of people like that is that they make the impossible seem so simple, right? Like
it sounds simple too, but it's like it's complex in a way that you can't get to unless you're tapped into the same shit that you.
Yeah, I mean, you could even say it's. I mean, I guess I wouldn't say simple, perhaps like minimal in a way. Like there's not very many Tom Petty songs that have more than 4 chords, 5 chords, and he's not playing them in any way that you couldn't play technically.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Technically, right? But there's you could call it the soul of it all. There's just something he puts into it, the subtleties, those micro decisions in every moment of a song that makes it what it is.
The storytelling, the honesty, the authenticity in it all. People really resonate with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that, I personally think that his genius is only now becoming even more realized as the years go by. At the time, we sort of took him for granted, it seems like a little bit. And I don't know if that's...
Start. He was at the top of the charts, though, and I feel like now... I feel a similar way about, like, Springsteen. Like, Springsteen is one of my favorites.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, with it... At the height of their popularity, maybe you don't understand like how good of an actual writer they are, you know? I feel the same way about Petty.
Yeah, and again, I think it comes from the fact that it just seems so simple, but when you dig deeper into it, you realize the genius of how he was able to make it look simple, but it was not simple at all. And
like the 3 chords, like the song tonight, they're literally 3 chords and at E minor at one point. There's an E minor at one point. But like, we're sitting there rehearsing it, and it's like, you got to get the little details right. Yeah. We were like messing it up a little bit the other day. And it was like, no, it's like half as long as we're playing it. And it's like those little details, it's just 3 chords, but it's like the way they're laid out and the writing. And it's like, yeah, like you're saying it makes it's something that seems simple, but like it's greater than the sum of its parts or whatever, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Well, listen, I let me just say, like I said, the set that I saw makes me want to know more about MADWOMAN, because it was just earth shattering. And I'm not even kidding. Again, I'm not trying to blow smoke. I was, as I said before, some of you maybe came into the room, I was just getting a beer and I heard something happening and I was like, wait, I can't be getting a beer. I need to be in front of the stage and figure out what's going on here. And I'm looking forward to following you, making sure I understand a little bit more about your story and understanding where you're going to go. Where do you all expect? Where do you hope to go? I mean, this obviously is a passion, right? Yeah. But what's the next step?
I mean, we're currently focusing on writing and producing music. Oh, what?
No, it's a tough question. Like, what's the next step? Well, we hope to conquer the world, right?
Because we're always trying to strategize, like, what is the next step? Like, obviously, for us, it's like this is our passion, and we take it extremely seriously and dedicate, outside of work, we're like, this is what we're pretty much doing, and, a lot of sacrifices in our personal life and stuff like that. But the goal is to, like, do this full time and just take it as far as it will go. I mean, I think ultimately, like, we're all extremely proud and happy with where it's gotten and just want to continue that. And, won't be disappointed if it doesn't turn into anything,
Sure.
We're not looking for, fame or to be like, rich or anything like that. It's more just like, how big can we build this community and like spread positive messages and just, I think Sammy does a really good job, like, sort of tying in the sort of direction and the spirit of the band. Like, I feel like it's nice to play in a band behind someone who, like, is so guided and focused on, like, the artistry. Both Sam, I mean, everyone in this band, honestly, is so honed into, like, the artistry of it all. And that's, I think, what is, like, the first priority is, like, making good, meaningful art that, like, resonates with us.
Yeah.
And that means something to us. And then, if it translates, great. If it doesn't, like, I think we just want to make something that's meaningful to us.
And if it's meaningful to you, hopefully it becomes meaningful to somebody else.
Yeah, I think
you're authentic.
I mean, that's the thing is, like, she'll write lyrics and then we'll be playing the song for a year. And then one day I'll listen back to it and go, I've gone through my own personal experiences in life, and then it'll hit me in a different way. And I'll be like, oh, like, and it's different. The song is different meaning for me than it is for her or anybody in the band. And
sure,
it's cool to, like, experience that. I don't know. This is the first time I feel like I've been in a band where it's done that, and, like, the artistry is at the focus and the writing, as opposed to just like, hey, let's just rock the fuck out and, like, have a good time. We do that. I mean, that's, like, live is sort of the, like, the purge of all that and just, like, release. But I feel like in the background there's so much, like, thought and effort, and, like, I mean, everybody, these two guys, like, do so much fucking background work. Everybody does. It's like,
yeah, I mean, we kind of all fill in our place in the band, and it all kind of, there's sort of like an assembly line kind of thing going on, where Sammy will cook up some demos. Essentially, she'll write the songs, pass them off to me and Samuel. We kind of sketch up the basic structure, the production of it all, and then we kind of get together and we flesh it out from there. And to me, it's like it's a purely collaborative process. It happens sort of in a staggered way, as opposed to, this isn't like we all get together in a room with an acoustic guitar and write a song. It's like very much like we have our own individual processes that we do sort of in a vacuum, and then but it all kind of comes together after that. I feel like it gives us all a chance for our own strength to shine, in the band. I think that's why a lot of that comes through on stage. Like, a lot of those songs range from being, I don't know, the oldest one was what's Somewhere to Run Tonight? The oldest one, which one? Somewhere to Run? Or Nowhere, right. Nowhere to Run from 2021, far before I was ever in the band. But still, I mean, and even new songs that were written while I was in the band, I feel like we all kind of claim them in a way, because they all mean so much to us. And when we can come into the band and put our own spin on these old songs, and Sammy and Chandler being the oldest members, like, they are not only receptive to change and to evolution, but they seek it out, and that's why I'm here. I mean, I make like electronic music, like dance music and stuff, and very much. I mean, I play a lot of rock in my heart. That's what I grew up on. Like I said, I'm a bassist, but one day I threw my bass guitar out the window. I said, "I'm gonna buy a laptop. I'm never looking back." But the thing is it all reached the point of making sense, because then they go, well, we want some of that electronic stuff. We want a little bit of a dancer vibe, a little bit more like a pop kind of thing going on. It's like, well, it just happened that that's the way it kind of synergized, so.
And also, I always make the joke, because I mean, me and Sammy obviously started the band. If you didn't, it's just so funny because the iterations, it's so different from where it was. But I told you, I joke that these people, I'm pointing at Sam, pointing at Nader, pointing at Riley, pointing at Ivan, whoever, they just walk around. They just walk around. They go to Publix. They buy pub subs. Go home in their little rooms and go to bed. But on their laptops that you have no fucking clue are some of the sickest fucking music, writing, production, all the skill sets that aren't like the in front of your face sexy thing, but are the background work, and they have so much just knowledge and ideas that when they first joined the band, or anyone joins the band MADWOMAN, you are part of this. It's not me and Sammy and you fill a role and go fuck yourself. No, you are in the band, and your ideas matter just as much as Sammy's, because we all care about outcomes. Well, about the music itself, and the thing is, like stuff that Sam writes, that Nader writes, I feel it, and if I can feel it, other people can feel it, and I feel like Sam specifically brought really the intention of, the most important thing is the music, which sounds extremely obvious talking to band members, talking to musicians, but you get caught up in the small band trying to make a social media page happen, or all the nonsense that is just flutters above your head.
It's real easy to forget why you do it in the first right. Everyone that makes music, you want to do it, and then when you start actually doing it and you find some kind of modicum of success or whatever, you like it. It's easy to try to grab it and make it more, rather than just you got to that right music.
You get to that point because of writing music. So now that that your perception has changed in a way, that doesn't necessarily mean the process should change, because the process is what got you there in the first place.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So
you ask us what our next step is, and I could talk to you about our plans for marketing the new songs, or the songwriting process in the background. But truly, we're just kind of just diving into the artistry and seeing what we find at the bottom of it, and that's really what we're working on right now.
Yeah.
But with deadlines, because we do live in a in a society. But yeah.
And so you're all on social media, and you're also on the streaming platforms, you got Spotify.
Yeah, all the things,
and all the things, all the things that people can reach out and touch you from afar,
right,
one way or the other. And I just want to leave it with the idea that and you all kind of hit on this, but one thing that I really liked hearing was the fact that everybody contributes and everybody is part of the assembly line. There wasn't a note up there where I felt like that was superfluous, right? Everything felt like it was part of the process. It felt like it was integral to what y'all were doing. It wasn't like, oh yeah, and then there's a rhythm guitar guy who's just playing the C chord underneath, and not really everything that I heard and saw was totally integral and integrated. And it's really cool to see a band bring all their best self together and create something bigger than the individual parts. And that was really special. And I really loved being a part of that. Ivan, it's good to see you, because I really loved when you put your hat on the drumstick and we're twirling that around. That was the highlight. That was the highlight of the show right there. That's the first time you did that, and I saw it. I might have even got a photograph. So.
Ivan's the most fun doing. Ivan's a G. We don't all get to see it behind it.
Yeah, it's you wouldn't believe what was going on behind it.
Ivan the whole time, and just
I saw that locked eyes.
Locking it. I love it.
Absolutely.
We played to your point. Riley and I on the low end, we're playing for the music, not part of feeling it's and that's the higher power that we're trying to tap into, that Sammy leads us to.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
What's cool too is everybody in this band, there's just a spider web of connections. Ivan and Riley have been in previous bands, and Sam has jammed with Riley and has made electronic music with Nader, and vice versa. So
yeah,
there's really this spider web of collaboration that's really cool to see come together in this project.
Yeah. Well, I was glad to be a part of it tonight and watch you guys play. MADWOMAN, that was fantastic. and it's really been great to get to know y'all.
Yeah,
it's been awesome.
Pete.
Yeah.